Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's the first day of a new year in the fantasy world, and your man Thrills is hoisting another championship title. That's right. Soak it in, love it in, just rub it on your body, knowing you can't see me without holding this title belt. All right, but that's enough of that. You guys know we got some exclusive league content coming your way. And we've got somebody jumping in with us today that's going to bring all the insight, all the knowledge that I know you guys are all going to be waiting for. So let's hit it to it. Dun, dun, dun. The pressure builds. Oh! And it tells us exactly who we got here. We got the one and only Alexander Harbor. Alex Harbor in the flesh. In the flesh. What's up, man?
What's up? How's everything? Are we recording and everything?
All right, guys. So as I said a moment ago, we're going to be joined by the Super Bowl opponent of yours truly, Alex Harbor right here. One, AKA, I can't even come up with the Golden Srirachas right now. It's always D. When I was reading my week recap, it was the Golden Srirachas right there. So we are joined by none other than the league runner-up, yet the highest scoring team in the league. None other than the Golden Srirachas. So how's it going there, Srirachas?
It's doing good. You know, I'm still, filing a grievance with the league over Dan Campbell's DeAndre Swift news. I'm filing a grievance with myself over not starting DK Metcalf. And then, we'll definitely be adjusting my expectations moving forward on never drafting Amari Cooper or Matt Stafford.
There you go. Players in the league, you got some wide open players that A-Hop will not be competing for next year. Take them off his hands. Take them now and take them fast. All right. But yeah, it's quite a bummer right there. And I know as we discussed previously, for you guys at home that don't know, Alex and I have been, conversing a little bit back and forth this past week about not only the league championship, which, as we said, is rolling on my shoulder right now. We talked about some of the things about the league going forward. Okay. And this is really going to be like a meat and potato style video for Alex and I. Normally we can get on here, gab your hours off for an hour, hour and a half, and you're not going to know what hits you at the end of it. You're probably not even going to watch it all unless you're taking a really long B green size shit. But if you're not doing one of those things, you're going to want to hear this content that we have going forward. Now, not only was I the league champion this year, but I was also the league commish. 90% of the work I did, 10% of the work B Green did. If you posted on Slack, it was due to me telling him what to do right there. And that was a lot of work right there. B Green's a good guy. I love B Green. He knows that. I'm not trying to backhand compliment him or any stretch of imagination there, but I was just going to say, like I said, I was pretty much the commish here. And as we know, football, not entirely my first joy. Not number one, as I've said,
You will possibly say it's number two.
Might possibly say it's number two. That's right. Football is number two, but number one in my heart right now is I'm holding this championship belt right here, John Cena style. And that's why we got Alex here for a minute, guys. He's gonna, knowing that my joy is not in football per se, and love it nonetheless, love you guys, but my baby's baseball. Alex and I have been discussing possible, transitioning of some things right here. And I'm not talking about the title belt. I'm talking about a little bit of the league itself. So, Harv, I want you to kind of jump in here and tell our viewers and listeners what we've been talking about, what our plan is, if you will, in terms of football.
Yeah. In terms of football, we all know that Ben dropped a bombshell on us and retired, which meant it was an overarching retirement from baseball and football. So me and Will got to talking, and I know there was a kerfuffle about the first baseball comment, but I think it was like the best thing. I mean, I professionally hit Will's DMs. We discussed it, not across word. I mean, it didn't get heated, and honestly, it was the best thing. And I obviously, as the baseball league members will know, we have some overlap that, we're readjusting, but it resulted in me taking back over on something I do feel very passionate about, and that I kind of will 100% say I regretted giving up at the time. But I wasn't going to be an Indian giver and give it back as soon as I gave it to him. And I will be taking back over on the commissionership in the football league. kicking around some ideas, nothing crazy yet. But I'll fill you in on those in a future date about what's going on. There will obviously be a skinny. Skinnies will be brought back. I know that it will be bi-weekly most likely. I know content is king, so there will be that. And you know, I'm super excited to be back in the commissioner chair and to, you know, obviously I'm tasked with finding some people to replace Ben. So I'm excited about that. And, you know, hopefully you guys are excited too. So.
Hell yeah. Well, I know I'm excited. And for those that don't know, this has been going on for about a week and a half since Benson laid down his resignation in both leagues. Alex and I have been talking, and this is what we came up with. We think it's going to be great for the league going forward. Alex, do you presume that you'll be making any sweeping changes in terms of stats or categories or anything like that? Given any thoughts of that yet? In terms for our league mates and future league mates?
I think there will be a couple adjustments via just like slight tweaks on the scoring for like kickers and maybe some defense. Kicking around the idea of ditching the defense spot and changing defensive line, linebacker, and safety. I think but those will be tackle for loss, sacks. That stuff will need to be adjusted. I know we've kicked around that idea in the past. I think that's probably the best move forward, given that like everyone knows you get the highest tackling linebackers, you throw them in there. Like we all know it now. Like it's
and that's about digging deeper for those defensive linemen, spreading the wealth.
That's something I want to dig a little deeper on that. And also, I feel like individual defensive players are a backbone of this league. It's a staple. I think people like that.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of the guys I've brought in and you brought in the past have not played this category. So I don't want to get rid of it, but you know, maybe add another wrinkle into that. I am thinking about doing, I actually got kind of some fun ideas from Brian Hull in his Dynasty League about something to do. It's called Victory Points that I'll keep track of in a spreadsheet that I'll post weekly. And it's basically, I'm not going to try to butcher this, but you get a point. Obviously you'll score your points. It'll be 1-0, everything like we always do, but it'll be a point for if you win. It'll be a point if you score in the top 6. And if you're a top scorer, you get a point. So I'm kind of kicking around the idea of the highest person in victory points that doesn't make the playoffs is going to be in the 6th seed.
I like that.
So that will keep everyone invested the whole year. Even if you have a losing record, or like a couple years ago when Grant scored all those points, he would usurp the week 6 seed and be in the 6th seed for the playoffs. So I'm not affecting the top 5. I want that to be that very clear. Like if you win your division, you'll be in. If you get in the top 5, you'll be in. I'm not changing that up. It will just be a wild card 6th seed for the strongest person under those 5 teams.
Yeah, those are typically what the 6th through 9th seeds, basically, right there.
Yeah, and
give them one last hurrah.
Exactly, and I think not divisional, but it'll determine tiebreakers as well, because I'm tired of the Yahoo tiebreak madness. And if we get 3 or 4 teams with the same record, like we'll refer to victory points. I'm kicking around the thought of that, and bumping up the league fees to $100 to match the baseball league. And I think right now it's going to be $700 for the league champ, $200 for the regular season champ, and $200 for the victory points champ. So there's a lot. If you dominate throughout, you could do a flash and sweep it all. So I mean,
side note, 700, 200, and 200 only equals 1,100. Where's that other 100 at?
Oh no, okay. 800, 200,
okay.
200. Okay. 800, 200, 200. I'm very, I don't love. I go back and forth what should be weighted more, the high score or the
season
league champ, but I'm cool with marking them both because winning the league, not always the best football. The best football team doesn't always get the best record.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of breaks.
I mean, look at the Atlanta Falcons right now. Clearly one of the best teams in football, not with one of the best records.
Well, that's the truth. The 49ers right behind them. So,
yeah.
Maybe the Jaguars are a couple tiers down, but they're
just right there on the brink.
Mm-hmm. But so that's pretty much the overarching things we'll be thinking about. The big thing I think would be the victory points thing and the individual defensive players. But I think the victory points thing I want to keep everyone
involved,
invested the whole year, because like, think if we all know that head-to-head matchup is not exactly a perfect science. It's fluky at times.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always, obviously I threw out the stat that it always doesn't portray the best teams in the league that score the most points. And I think the victory points thing is a perfect like remedy, where it's not punishing teams that have in the top 5, but it's also given a dap up to teams that have been punished from the head-to-head format.
Yeah, somebody goes off and scores 215 on them, and they still put up 190 or something like that.
And dude, we gotta get in that 6 seed that's gonna beat Anthony in the first round every year. So we gotta get that. We gotta keep.
Gotta make sure we have that. So that's just
because I think you maybe want to send Ryan Martin a little bit of money this year, because if Jamar Chase was facing you in the championship, I think it would be a lot.
I think Anthony's team would have won if he could have made some drop ads. It would have been done so.
Yeah.
So Ryan, I appreciate that.
He would have played you in the second round, where he scored 200 points without even Leonard Fournette playing. So you know what, Jamar Chase would have been grittying on me that week. So yeah, I can thank him for at least I guess I'd be second either way. So, but cool. But yeah, that's all I have to say on that. Yeah, I will also say that I appreciate everyone. I'm really happy to be back in the commissioner's chair. I'm just ready to make this league rock solid as hell. So ready to roll.
Hell yeah, that's spoken like a real commissioner there. I like those words, and I like where the direction of the league is going right there. So Alex, I appreciate everything you said today, coming on the show. And we're going to be looking forward to seeing this on the Slack message board here ASAP. And for all you football guys, we'll see you later. For you baseball guys, round 2 coming up.